Training techniques to help your dog to stop barking. Hi, Belinda here again from Heel Sit and Stay Dog Obedience. Okay, so maybe you've watched my previous videos on reasons why your dog is barking, and also the one on some tips to help change their barking behaviours. And either you're really enjoying these videos and can't wait to watch more, or your dog's barking is becoming a real problem and you need some training advice. So here we go. Firstly, I want to talk to you about the top 3 reasons I believe most dogs bark and what to do or not to do about it. Now, number 1, there's attention barking. Number 2, alert barking. And number 3 is separation anxiety. So attention barking, pretty self-explanatory. They want some attention. Maybe they're bored, maybe they're hungry. What we don't want to do is pay attention to them when they do bark at us, because guess why? Then they've trained you to do what they want. So whenever they want to play or it's time to feed them and they're going to bark at you, so what the biggest tip I can give you here is to recognise that your dog is bored or hungry, and before they demand you to play or feed them, you beat them to it. Or if they've already barked at you, wait a few seconds or a minute if you can, then wait for when they're quiet, then get up and play, or then go and feed them. We want to teach them that the attention bark doesn't actually give them attention. If the attention barking is so insistent and they don't stop to take a breath, then I'd put them in timeout. And by this, I just mean away from you, just for a few minutes, outside or in another room. Don't say anything, and if possible, use a lead rather than picking them up or carrying their hair. Don't get cranky or give them any attention, just lead them away. If they quieten down quickly, then you can go to them. If they get worse or stay the same and continue to bark, then make sure you watch the video on pack leader rules, as it kind of suggests to me that your dog thinks that they are the king or the queen of your household. Right, number 2, alert barking. So this happens when there's something that your dog has alerted to. Now, this might be someone walking past the house, or an animal in the backyard, or even a stick that's just fallen out of the tree. Now, your dog is saying, "Hey human, something's happening. Is it a problem?" Now, what a lot of people do, and I know this because I ask everybody that comes to me for dog training what they do, is when the dog barks, they yell, "Shut up! Stop barking!" Now, does that sound familiar? So what does the dog take this to mean? Well, they think you're barking too. You are cranky, so this must be something really serious. So they bark more, and sometimes with more intent. So us humans yell even louder, "Shut up!" Now this starts to get really serious. That stick that fell out of the tree must be a real threat. And so it just continues. Now, has the dog done anything wrong by trying to tell us there's a new stick in the yard and it might be dangerous? Of course not. He or she is alert barking. They're telling us something's there. So that's a great little story. Might even be a bit funny. But the reason you're watching this video is to try and fix the problem. So here's a little trick, and I want you to do 3 steps. The first one, when your dog barks at something, you're going to yell out to the dog, "Good dog, thank you." So you've just acknowledged to your dog that they've alerted you to something and you appreciate it. Okay, so then they bark again. So this time you're going to stop what you're doing, stop cooking, watching, telling, whatever it is. You're going to get up from where you are, you're going to walk out to where the dog is, you're going to look at what they're looking at or barking at, the person on the street, the animal, or even the stick, and say, "Good dog, great job." So you've just told your dog you've also seen the threat and it's not a problem. So they're still barking. What are we going to do now? This is the time that you go, "Enough!" and you walk them away. You turn your back on whatever it is and you lead them away. So this has told your dog, "I'm the boss, I've heard it, I've seen it, and it isn't a problem. You can relax." Now this is really effective. Give it a go. If you find your dog keeps going back and barking, then I again suggest you watch the video on pack leader rules to make sure your dog sees you as the pack leader. So the final one I want to discuss is separation anxiety. And this I have found is becoming more of a problem as dogs are spending more and more time with us. Gone are the days when the dogs all lived outside. One of the main reasons separation anxiety occurs is because the dog hasn't learnt how to be alone. They've become so bonded to their owner that they get extremely stressed and anxious if they can't see their owner. Now, common signs that a dog has separation anxiety are: they follow you. They follow their human around everywhere, and I mean everywhere. Toilet, bathroom, inside, outside. They've always got their eye on you. Another sign, and this is more obvious, is being unable to be left alone. The bark or the cry is excessive. They destroy anything and everything, even jumping over fences or digging to get out to come and find you. So here's some training techniques to help with separation anxiety. Now, depending on the severity of the anxiety, this can vary in how long it takes to see a difference. Now, the first one is to start getting out of sight of your dog. Now, you could use a puppy pen for a small dog, or maybe a baby gate, or pop them outside as long as it's safe to do so. Now, initially, this is to be done only for a few seconds. Then you've got to start increasing the time. Now, the most important part about this technique is when you come back to your dog's sight, they'll probably be barking, crying, jumping, trying to get to you. And what you need to do is ignore them, like you weren't even gone, okay? So you want to come and go. You want that to be insignificant. So this is going to be very repetitious. Leave the room, come back in again, ignore your dog, just for a couple of minutes until they calm down. And then you can start to acknowledge them. Then start to extend the time you go out of sight. 1 minute, then 5 minutes, and over a few days, weeks and months. As I said, this will depend on the level of separation anxiety in your dog. If it's mainly when you leave the home they become anxious, then apply the same technique. This time when you leave the house, don't make a fuss of the dog. Don't say, okay buddy, I'm going out now, won't be long. You just be a good boy. Just grab the keys and leave. Or if you want to give them a treat or something to distract them, do so 5 or 10 minutes before you leave. Now, sometimes even the car keys can be a trigger for your dogs. So in this case, when you're at home, just pick up the keys, walk over to the bench and put them down. A little bit later, pick them up, walk back over, put them somewhere else, and just go about your business. Later on, walk towards the door and then put the keys down and walk away. Just don't forget where you put the keys, otherwise you'll get anxiety. Okay, so what we're doing here is desensitizing the keys as a trigger for their anxiety. You can also drive the car down the road, park it and walk home. Come inside and ignore the dog for a few minutes. Your neighbours might think you're a bit strange, but I'm sure if you explain to them this is to help the dog barking, they'll be appreciative and understand. Okay, so there's a couple of things to get you started and to try with your dog. If you've enjoyed this video series, make sure you subscribe for more content, or you can be part of the Heel, Sit and Stay pack and enroll for our online training courses. Thanks for watching these 3 free videos. I hope it's helped. See you later.